fun game, fun to be in the Big 12 tournament, fun to be in this atmosphere, fun to be at this facility, and then fun to be on the field with elite athletes on both teams. You get to play against a great team like Baylor and their coach, and then to get it battled out. And it was obviously a low-scoring game. I don't think we scored till the 5th inning. And I was nervous, like I'm an old coach, but I still get nervous. It's a big game, you're like, what's going on? Why are we not get going? And Nija just gives you all the confidence in the world in the circle. If you're going to be in a close game or 0-0 game, I can't imagine anybody else I'd rather have than Nija out there in the circle. And 13 strikeouts, she's dealing. I thought her stuff was really good today. I thought she was throwing, I haven't seen any of the velocity charts, but it felt like she was really bringing the ball. And totally controlled the game to give our offense time to get going. I thought the turning point in the game actually might have been the 4th inning, I think, when Alexa and Alana and Alexa both hit the ball hard on the nose. That was really the first 2 balls that we hit hard and put in play. And I thought that gave us a little bit of momentum, even though it didn't really show anything in the scorebook. But I felt like in our dugout, I felt like some life for the first time and a little tension ease. And I thought the play of the game was we ran the slap and run with Logan Hallman. And when she laid that down, that was just the perfect slap and run, put it in play. And then I thought Michaela Garcia did a really good move there, just to go to second, stay at second, don't try to force it to third, because it would have been a bang play at third. And at that point, we just needed to stay right where we were. And then Tony made a great bunt to move them over. So obviously that was a really good inning where we executed, and then of course our senior Demio to get that first RBI, give us a 1-0 lead. Really, we're all playing for Demi and Alexa, the seniors. We're playing for them, and I think everybody wants it, especially for Demi, because of all the coaching changes she's been through in her history with Texas Tech. And then Maya had to get ahead, and finally we got a break out there when the ball got through to the fence, and just from then on, it was pretty easy to 6 for Nija, and then I made a brilliant coaching move, and we made it interesting to 7th, but we'll do that again the same exact way. We try to get everybody experience and get them in the game and get them ready for tomorrow.
Cool. We'll open up to questions.
So Coach, Big 12 Coach of the Year for you, congratulations yesterday. So being your first year in the program, what does this mean to you personally and to the program, Texas Tech? How you've elevated them in just year 1 in the program.
Well, I'm lucky I got to be chosen to be the coach at Texas Tech, because it put me in a position to get awards like that. But the truth is, we got Nija Canady, we got Alexa. We brought in a tremendous recruiting class in the summer in a short period of time, and it's so many people at Texas Tech that has responsibility for that. Our boosters and our whole athletic department have tremendous impact on what happened after I got that job. And I was blown away. When I got there, immediately, we started the recruiting process. I think, because, literally, I got the call for an interview on Friday night at 7:30, and the interview is 7 a.m. on Saturday. And on Tuesday, I'm in Lubbock. I mean, I hadn't applied for the job. They called me late on a Friday night. I think it was around 9 o'clock. And after the interview on Saturday, then Sunday, Kirby called me and said, "Hey, look, it's Father's Day. I'll sweeten the pot. You can bring your daughter with you." And it was 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon when he called. So anyway, I took that job on, I think it was somewhere like the 23rd, 24th, 25th of June. And immediately when I got there, we had to bring in a bunch of players in a hurry because the portal window's narrow. And there were so many people that helped get the field ready, cut the grass before Nija come. I remember 24 hours before a visit, I realized the garden area outside our locker room was a little summerish. It wasn't in pristine, in season condition. I called to have them come and cut all the flowers, trim the bushes, and all that. In less than 12 hours, they had it all done. And those are guys on vacation right before 4th of July, come in and did all that. That's just one little example, but it meant so much to me as a coach. And then, of course, the Matador Club was huge. and helping us be able to, facilitate the changes so quick and get the athletes in a position they could afford to come, because I didn't even know like the scholarship situation exactly. So there's just been tremendous help all over the whole program. It was a commitment of I think the lesson is it was a commitment of an athletic program and an athletic department and an athletic community that wanted to elevate the program and win. And they give me the resources to do it. And then, now we're seeing the benefit of that now.
For the players, starting with you, Alexa, take me through how you guys were able to figure out Lily Walker. You had a good at-bat in that fourth inning and then finally broke through in the fifth. Just take us through that communication and solving her.
I think, and even like in the beginning, like we were able to see her changeup this time, and I think the last time we had played them, we weren't really seeing that changeup out of her hand. And I think today we were able to see it a little bit better. And I think just passing that information down, like telling it, like the next batter, like what exactly like your sequence was, helped us really adjust better in a sense.
Yeah, I'd kind of say the same thing, but I'd also say eventually, like I feel like this lineup's so good that eventually we're gonna figure it out, and it might take one time through the order, but I feel like I don't know, especially as being a pitcher, I always have confidence in them, so I knew we were gonna figure it out.
Well, and you started that fifth with the walk. Take me through that back, because that was very patient at bat, and it kind of started that rally.
Yeah, I just knew, especially being a leadoff hitter, and then after Lex and Lana's hit, I knew we kind of had a little momentum going into the next inning, so I just wanted to get on however possible.
Alexa, what was it like to play in this stadium, in this venue here, representing here in this day, on a beautiful day, in this stadium where a lot of players grow up and wanting to play in this field?
Yeah, it was actually really nice. I haven't played here since probably I was 14, but it's really nice to be back, and just great environment. Gets you really ready for the next step after this.
Nija, talk about your defense behind you, because they made some plays for you there to keep it going there early in the ball game and even later in the game.
Yeah, I feel like especially honestly in the fall, I think that's the first thing I realized even in the scrimmage. Like this defense is really good. We were making plays all over the place. So I knew this fall this defense was going to be good. And honestly, our left side, I'm really proud of how they are, especially having two freshmen on the just on the left side. So just seeing how they've grown and just gotten really good. It's been fun to watch.
Y'all get Arizona State now. Kind of what's the approach? You saw them earlier a couple of weeks ago, played them. That's when you won the Big 12 regular season title. What's the approach against them now for playing them for a fourth time?
I think based off of our last game, we obviously did not win that last game, but I think we can learn a lot from that last game, especially because they went from who started that game?
No, they brought Brown in. They started, I can't think of her name. They brought her in.
Yeah, they brought her in, and we were hitting her a little bit, so they brought in Brown, and I think our adjustments need to be based off of Brown, and she's got a really good rise ball. Obviously, she led the Big 12 in strikeouts, but I think if we can make an adjustment on that and just try and hit the ball on the ground, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I feel like we did a good job of taking two from them, but they're obviously a really good team, and I feel like we just need to come out and try to win again.
Nija, I'm doing a story on pitchers, and I want to ask you just a pitcher's mentality, and sometimes you don't get the corner call that you want. How do you deal with umpires when sometimes you just think you get a strike and you don't get the call? What do you do? Just how do you refocus? How do you what's your mental approach when maybe you're not getting the pitch calls that you maybe like?
So I feel like there's two different answers to that. Part of it is just I like to communicate with my catcher. I like to see if it really is missing, because sometimes umpires make a mistake and it might just be one pitch and then you'll get the pitch the next call. So sometimes it's or Vic will say it was a bad pitch, and then I feel like another part of it is just establishing that part of the zone early on. So if an umpire knows you're kind of like if you want to live more outside or more inside, it's just establishing that early on in the game.
Before the fourth inning, you talked about that being kind of the turning point of the game when Alexa got the hit. Seemed like y'all had a little bit of a huddle. I'm just wondering what was said in there. You had some words, and then everybody kind of laughed, and you went out there. Alexa got hit afterwards, and got it going. If you want to share it.
Sometimes those things we say probably shouldn't talk.
Maybe
But I think I told him.
players.
I think I said something like, "We look like we're not doing anything wrong. We're not doing anything bad. we look like those 9 little ladies sitting on the front row of a church pew. We need to fight a little bit, you know, like need a little grit here, something along those lines. And just trying to get, you know, the older I get, the harder it is to relate, I think, to the young kids. And really just trying to get them to laugh and relax a little bit, but also make a point, like, we need to fight, you know, like, doesn't matter how good we are, we have to fight and we have to get after them. And I do remember, I also said, like, not just fighting in the circle, we gotta emulate that fight in the batter's box. And I don't remember, I think that was when Lana and Alex went up and hit the ball hard. And I think that had a lot more to do with it, to be honest. I think that gave us that confidence, like, hey, we're all right. And just, you know, it's a new ball club. It's our first postseason game as a ball club. And so it probably was exactly what we needed before tomorrow.
Another fun moment in the game, that next inning, Maya Davis gets the, I guess, double error into a clear, bases clearing hit there. But there was a fun interaction with Maya and Demi Elder where she almost caught up to her because there was confusion there. Can y'all talk about that as a team from the player standpoint, the personality of the team, and y'all just kind of having fun with that? Fans seem to like that a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's very on brand for those two, really. Demi is really like the life of the team. Any time you need a pick-me-up, she's right there to get you. And I think that was just something we also needed because I feel like we were getting a little serious about the game instead of just playing, you know. So I think it was a good thing that happened.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it kind of lightened the mood and just reminded us this is at the end of the day, it's a game that we chose just because it's it's fun and not letting the pressure of anything get to us.
Coach, obviously y'all want to celebrate this win, but you've talked about it. You want to win the whole thing. So how do you use this momentum, but also stay settled in what you know this team can do into the next round?
Yeah, it's postseason. You just got to take one game at a time. I think you give them an hour or two here to enjoy the win, maybe through supper. But at some point here this season, we got to shift gears, and we got to be, you know, Arizona State. Mackenzie Brown is a tremendous pitcher, and we'll shift our focus over to how we match up or how we can match up best in that game, and think about how we can come out of a game tomorrow with a win. And I think tomorrow's a low-scoring game. You know, I think that today was a perfect game to play to get ready for that game. It's going to be, I would expect it to be a low-scoring game. So we just enjoy today, and then really get in the moment in the morning and come out and maybe make adjustments a little quicker as a more veteran ball club in the morning.